All right. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're still keeping well and enjoying yourself. We're the Ingles family, and this morning we're going to be talking about Pentecost. Now, I've got a question for you, Aiden. What is this?
It's a $20 American bill.
Is it valuable?
Yes.
Where would it be really valuable?
America.
Okay, so not so valuable here, but actually it's even worth more than 20 Canadian.
Yeah.
So it's a fair bit of money. It's fairly valuable. Would it be a good idea if I just lit this on fire? Probably not.
Probably not.
No, okay. So we'll come back to this, but did you know that you and all of us and all of you guys as well are worth infinitely more than this $20 bill? We were made by God, we were made perfectly, and we've made ourselves sinful and all kinds of mess. But you know what? Thankfully, Jesus came along, and he is the living water, and we can be washed by him. So as we're being washed by him, we can be learning from him. Now, when Jesus came, he died, and after he rose from the dead, he was with the disciples for another 40 days. Thomas, can you read Acts chapter 1, verses 4 to 5? So this is a bit of the teaching that he gave them while they were soaking in Jesus' teaching.
One day Jesus was eating with them. He gave them a command: "Do not leave Jerusalem." He said, "Wait for the gift my Father promised. You have heard me talk about it. John baptized the water, but in a few days you will be baptized with the Holy Spirit."
Perfect. Good job, Thomas, and thank you. So Jesus said a few more commands, and actually the last command that he gave them was that they were to be his witnesses in Jerusalem, Judea, and Samaria, and then he went up to heaven. That was the last time they saw him. Now, 50 days later, that's a long time, month and a half, even longer than we've been in quarantine. 50 days later, the disciples were still waiting in Jerusalem. And, well, Laura, if you could read Acts 2, 1 to 8, please.
When the day of Pentecost had arrived, they were all together in one place. Suddenly, a sound like that of a violent rushing wind came from heaven, and it filled the whole house where they were staying. And tongues like flames of fire that were divided appeared to them and rested on each one of them. Then they were all filled with the Holy Spirit and began to speak in different languages, as the Spirit gave them ability for speech. There were Jews living in Jerusalem, devout men from every nation under heaven. When this sound occurred, a crowd came together and was confused because each one heard them speaking in his own language. And they were astounded and amazed, saying, "Look, aren't all these who are speaking Galileans? How is it that each of us can hear in our own native language?"
So, Thomas, question for you. They were all sitting in a room, right?
Yeah.
What came down on them?
The Holy Spirit.
Okay, were they able to see it?
Yes.
Well, really? What did they see?
In tongues of fire.
Tongues of fire. So they were lit on fire. And Aiden, then they went out and they talked to everybody. And what did they hear? What did the people who were hearing them hear?
Them speaking in their own language.
That's right. So they were able to speak all these languages all of a sudden, and it was amazing. And God used that to bring people to them. And so they've been soaking in all of Jesus' teaching over these years, and then especially over the last 40 days, and all of a sudden, along came this fire. And it caught them on fire, and it told everybody who Jesus was and what they were about. But you notice, they're still there. They're still the same people, but they're different. And there was a preacher a long time ago, a guy named John Wesley, and he said, "Catch on fire for God, and everyone will come to watch you burn." So don't actually set yourselves on fire, but it's amazing what God can do if we are really on fire for Jesus. People will be amazed by us, just like they were on that day of Pentecost. Bye, everybody.